I had taken countless flights and met hundreds of passengers, so I assumed this would be just another ordinary day. Greeting passengers at the door, a tall man with a calm expression and a warm smile caught my attention as he stepped in. When he looked directly at me and said, "Hello," I felt an unusual flutter inside me. I returned his greeting with a professional smile, but my heart had already begun to beat a little faster. There was something different about the warmth in his eyes among all the passengers. Once everyone was seated, I walked down the aisle for safety checks. The man I'd noticed was by the window, gazing out thoughtfully. As I approached, he looked up and gave me a gentle smile. In that moment, I sensed that this flight might become much more than an ordinary journey. I could feel the pull of an attraction I couldn't quite name. After takeoff, it was time for the in-flight service. As I moved down the aisle, my heart involuntarily drew me toward his seat. When I reached him, he spoke in a warm tone, "A coffee, please." As our eyes met, there was a blend of curiosity and warmth in his gaze. That brief moment created an inexplicable excitement within me. There was a connection, however fleeting, that hinted at something more profound. When the service ended, I took a short coffee break in the back to relax, but my thoughts kept drifting back to him. A colleague, noticing my distraction, smiled and teased, "Did you notice that guy couldn't take his eyes off you?" Though her words flustered me, I had sensed his gaze. Perhaps this silent attraction wasn't only felt on my side. Later, as I walked down the aisle again, our eyes met once more. This time, he gestured for me to come closer. "Excuse me," he said. "People come and go on these flights, but I felt I should introduce myself." His words surprised me, and my heart skipped a beat. I decided to sit beside him, just for a quick conversation. As we spoke, I felt that there could be much more between us. The more we talked, the more undeniable the attraction became. Every time I looked at him, my heartbeat quickened. I could sense that he, too, felt this connection was far from ordinary. As the plane fell into a calm silence before descending, he leaned in slightly, whispering, "Maybe we could find a moment alone." The words were simple, yet they carried a deeper meaning. For a moment, I hesitated, but my curiosity and excitement overshadowed any professional boundaries. After glancing around, I discreetly made my way toward the back of the plane. My heart was pounding, almost ready to leap out of my chest. A few seconds later, he joined me, and I knew this small space had become something far from ordinary. As we came together, all boundaries disappeared. Adrian's hands gently held mine, his gaze steady and intense. Our breaths had quickened, and the pull between us was almost tangible. Lost in the moment, I felt my heart race with every touch. He leaned in slowly, and when our lips met, all the emotions I'd been holding back burst forth. Our kiss went beyond mere attraction. Every second revealed the excitement I had kept hidden. Our hands intertwined, as if we never intended to let go. In that small space, we shared a private world. Adrian's hands gently traveled through my hair as I leaned in closer, savoring every second. The intensity of this brief but unforgettable moment reignited emotions I hadn't felt in a long time. Lost in our own world, we forgot everything else, surrendering to the passion that had been building between us. As I returned to my duties, everything felt perfectly in place. After that short but intense moment, we had forged an unspoken bond. As we neared descent, I looked over at him one last time, feeling a shared understanding in his gaze. When he gave me a subtle wink and returned to his seat, I knew that this journey wasn't truly over. With hope in my heart, I tucked the number he had given me into my bag, carrying a memory I'd never forget. As the plane landed, Adrian slipped a note into my hand. "I'll be waiting for our next journey together." Smiling, I tucked it away, knowing this was just the begin.